Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and I'm at Mammoth Cave National Park, which is just outside of Cave City, Kentucky. And this is the world's longest cave. Been in a lot of caves. I'm not sure if it's the largest cave, but it definitely says it's the longest cave in the world. And fortunately, the way I like it, it's a self-guided tour. So I'll be able to video it and go at my own pace. So come along with me and I'll show you what it looks like. This is the trail that goes down to the cave entrance, which is right here. You go down those steps to begin with. Let's see what the opening looks like from the top here. It's a pretty big opening. A waterfall. It begins with a long, level walkway, and it is really cold in here. Oh, this is unusual. There's like gravestones here. Memory of fallen comrades of Kentucky. This is a really huge room.
You feel trembling? You guys look how beautiful feeling it. Ooh.
I'm surprised how huge the rooms are down here. I guess that's why they call it Mammoth Cave. So it's been pretty level walking, but now here I can see we're starting to go down. This shows how they stacked up rocks, trying to build something here. You see those wood logs? And I really am just walking by myself. There is nobody else close to me. It's like it's just a one-man tour. Off to the side here is another staircase going up. Maybe that was an earlier entrance. They sure don't want you going up there though. Now I'm very surprised to find that this is a dry cave. And I'm sure that's one of the reasons why they let people go self-guided freely through here, is because touching the sides of the walls is not really going to hurt anything. Now, Carlsbad Caverns in New Mexico is self-guided also, but it's a wet cave. So that's interesting. I'm carrying a flashlight with me to help see. Most of the cave is very poorly lit. There's only a few places where they have lights like this. But then with this type of cave, which doesn't have the common rock formations you see in caves, stalactites and stalagmites and such, there is really not much terribly interesting to see. Soon after you enter the cave, you come into a Y, and you go to the left or to the right, and then back out the same way. So this is the end of the Y on the left, where there is like a rock cabin here. Nothing inside, it's just a square room. It's about 10 feet square, I think. So now I'm going to turn around and go back the way I came. This is the Y. And going down to the left here, which I just did, it's 0.8 of a mile to the end as far as you can go. And it goes about 180 feet below the ground level. So now I'm going to go down the right side of the Y. Here's some info, what they once used the cave for. This is looking down the right side of the Y. So you can see the rock walls just don't have many features on them. Here's an interesting plaque where it says that they think the cave was explored 4,000 years ago. I don't even know how men were able to get here to North America 4,000 years ago. So this says at one time this whole cave had a river through it, and it was a very wet cave, and then somehow the river just dried up, and now it's a dry cave. Interesting. There is some water here though, and I hear it dripping somewhere here. I can't see it, it's too dark, but I can definitely hear water dripping back there. And this says that there are some fish and creatures like this one that does live somewhere in the cave here, where there is some water. And here I have gotten to as far as they will let you go down the right side of the Y, which seems like less than half as far as you can go on the left side. So this is probably somewhere between a quarter and a half of a mile on the right side, where they have this plaque. You can read this if you want. So this is the end of the right of the Y. So now I'm headed back to the front. Most of the walking is level, but then there's a lot of places where it goes up and down. And I have really worked up a sweat, mainly due to the up and down hiking, which is nice that it's cold in here. That way you don't get overheated doing this much walking if you're not used to it, like me. That was actually just only a quarter mile down to the right, and I just asked one of the rangers down here, and she said that last year, in a normal year, they have several different tours to pick from. This self-guided tour is all that I've shown you here, of 1/4 mile one way and then 8/10 of a mile the other way. But they do have several more guided tours that go as much as 6 miles into the cave. But all those guided tours they are not doing this year. That, I guess, simply because of COVID, they feel that they should only provide a very abbreviated service like restaurants and all sorts of other businesses are as well. Well, I am back at the cave entrance. If you like this and you want to see a lot more, then just come here in another year or two when they're giving the guided tours that are much, much longer. If that's what you like, it should be a lot more interesting in a normal year. Good day, folks.